August 10th, 2019, 6:30 a.m., Metropolitan Correctional Center, Manhattan. A guard makes his rounds. Cell 220. He looks through the small window. What he sees will spark one of the most controversial mysteries of the 21st century. Jeffrey Epstein is dead, hanging from his bunk bed, sheets tied around his neck. But here's what makes this case so disturbing. Epstein wasn't just any prisoner. He was a billionaire, a man with connections to presidents, princes, and the most powerful people on Earth. A man who held secrets that could destroy lives, careers, legacies. And now, he was gone. The cameras malfunctioned. The guards fell asleep. His cellmate had been transferred days earlier. Some call it suicide. Others call it murder. But to understand what happened that morning, we need to go back to an island where the unthinkable happened. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born in Brooklyn in 1953. Middle-class family, bright kid, talented pianist, loved mathematics. He taught calculus and physics at a prestigious Manhattan private school. No college degree, but somehow he got the job. Then in 1976, everything changed. He left teaching, entered finance. By the 1980s, he was managing money for billionaires. But here's the strange part. No one really knew how he made his money. His firm had almost no clients, no visible business model. Yet he owned a mansion in Manhattan, a ranch in New Mexico, a private island in the Caribbean, Little St. James Island, nicknamed by locals Pedophile Island, because rumors had been swirling for years, whispers about what happened there. Young girls, private planes, powerful men. Epstein presented himself as a philanthropist. He donated to science, hosted dinners with Nobel laureates, rubbed elbows with Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew. But behind the polished exterior was something sinister, something that had been hiding in plain sight for decades. March 2005, Palm Beach, Florida. A mother walks into the police department. She's shaking. She tells the detective her 14-year-old daughter was paid $300 to give a massage to a wealthy man. The man's name? Jeffrey Epstein. The detective starts digging, and what he finds is horrifying. Girl after girl, dozens of them, some as young as 13, recruited from high schools, trailer parks, broken homes. They were told they'd give massages, legitimate work, easy money. But the massages weren't legitimate. Epstein would abuse them, then pay them, then ask them to bring friends, a pyramid scheme of abuse. The detective builds a case, 53 victims identified. But in 2008, something unbelievable happens. Epstein cuts a deal. Not a federal trial, not decades in prison, a deal. 13 months in a county jail, with work release, meaning he could leave for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. The federal prosecutor who arranged it? Alexander Acosta. He later said he was told to back off, that Epstein belonged to intelligence, whatever that meant. The victims were never told about the deal. It violated federal law, but it happened anyway. Epstein walked free in 2009. For 10 years, Epstein lived quietly, but the story didn't die. Journalists kept digging, victims kept speaking, and in July 2019, federal agents finally acted. They arrested Epstein at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, charged him with sex trafficking of minors. This time, there would be no deal. His bail was denied. Too much of a flight risk, too many resources, too many powerful connections. He was placed in the special housing unit at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, high security, suicide watch. Then on July 23rd, Epstein was found unconscious in his cell, marks on his neck, possible suicide attempt. Or was it an attack? No one knew. He was placed on suicide watch, then removed 6 days later, against protocol. His cellmate, a former cop accused of murder, was transferred. Epstein was left alone. On August 9th, the night before his death, something strange happened. Guards didn't complete their required rounds. They falsified records, said they checked on him. They didn't. The cameras outside his cell malfunctioned. The backup camera? Unusable footage. At 6:30 a.m. on August 10th, Epstein was found dead. The medical examiner ruled it a suicide, hanging by ligature strangulation. But the autopsy revealed something unusual: multiple fractures in his neck, including the hyoid bone. This type of fracture is more common in homicidal strangulation than suicide, especially in men Epstein's age. The forensic pathologist hired by Epstein's brother disputed the findings, called it more consistent with murder. Then the details kept piling up. Both guards working that night fell asleep for hours at the same time. They were later charged with falsifying records. They took a plea deal, no jail time. The FBI investigated. The Department of Justice called it a perfect storm of screw-ups, but no one was ever charged with murder. No one was ever charged with conspiracy. And here's what haunts people. Epstein kept detailed records, flight logs, photos, videos, evidence that could implicate some of the most powerful people in the world. And now he's dead, before he could testify, before anyone could be named. Was it suicide? A desperate man facing life in prison? Or was it something else? A silencing, a cover-up, a message? We may never know. Jeffrey Epstein's death didn't end the story. In 2021, his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, was convicted, sex trafficking of minors, 20 years in prison. But the names in Epstein's black book? Most have never been charged. Some have never even been questioned. The island still stands. The mansion still stands. The secrets? Buried. Epstein's victims continue to fight for justice, for answers, for accountability. But one question lingers in the minds of millions. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? What do you think happened in that cell? Suicide or something darker? Drop your theory in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the cases that haunt us, make sure to subscribe, because the truth is always stranger than fiction.